Scovanner. I live at 155 Overlook Drive. I too am frustrated by this process. I've pointed out several times here, and I'll give credit to Zika. They get it. They went to the steps to try to address 111506A, to address 1, 2, 3, or 4, to make that decision a little bit easier for you. There's a fine presentation. I'll quibble a little bit. As a litigator, I will tell you that one of the first things you look at is who's paying for it. Not that he said something that's not exactly right, but his bias is in favor of who's paying for him. If he had come up with a decision otherwise, would you have seen that tonight? You wouldn't have. And if he's paid for by Zika, do you think he's going to come up with a different decision? That's something that you decide in evaluating the decisions. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but that's something you need to take into account. He comes up here and says, oh, I represent you. No, he doesn't represent us. He represents Zika. Okay? So that's important. But that only addresses 11506A. I noticed Zika didn't mention 11506C, because in the C subsection, and you're a representative body, okay, for the city of Loveland. You are bound by the laws of the city of Loveland. You cannot, as a representative body, do anything that the law doesn't allow you to do. I know I'm a litigator for the county of Claremont. I do this every day. So you're bound by these codes. So you look at subsection C, and as I've said many a time, every time I've been here, in addition, these findings are required by subsection A and B. The findings shall be made on each of the following matters. Each of the following matters under subsection C. No rezoning shall be allowed unless the planning and zoning affirms that the request is consistent with the adopted plans and goals and policies of the city. Well, what evidence do we have as to what those goals and plans and policies are? Those evidence is in the current comprehensive master plan. Now, oh, that's from 2002, but that's what controls you right now. Change the plan, then we can talk about this. If you don't change the master plan, you can't find number one, because this doesn't comport with the comprehensive master plan. 2, the Planning and Zoning Commission affirms that the property in question is suitable for the proper land use in the preserved zone. I've granted that before. I agree with that. You can do this there. 3, adequacy of the public facilities such as transportation. Number 1, transportation. No rezoning shall be allowed unless the Building and Planning Commission affirms that the infrastructure is currently or shall be within a reasonable period of time adequate to serve on the proposed use. This is where we get into the traffic study. And I noticed on the traffic study, it was done on a Thursday. Folks, I live at Overlook. I live this property. I drive every day to work. And every day to work, it is backed up. Not so much now. Why? Well, because of COVID. So looking at a traffic study done 2 weeks ago on a Thursday, I'll get to that in a moment, is not representative as to what the realities are as a result of increasing 25 more units in a property that should only get 10 more units. It's done on a Thursday. I see that. It's done on a Thursday, the lightest traffic day of the week. I can tell you that because I live it. Number 5, the effect of the proposed zoning and rezoning on the economic viability of existing development land within the city. It's going to be detrimental because of traffic. Until we solve the traffic problem, we can't do this. And remember now, we've already got 35 more houses that are going up the street on 28. That was just approved. So not only do we have these 25, but now we got 35 more. That's not in the traffic study. We don't take that into account. The Planning and Zoning Commission shall not recommend the adoption of a proposed amendment unless it finds that the adoption of such amendment is in the public interest and not solely in the interest of the application. That's what you have here, folks. And I don't blame Zika. It's a company. If I owned Zika, if I ran Zika, I'd be asking for this too. But this is solely in their interest and not in the interest of the people that live in this town. Thank you.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, we are.